Lay on daddy's lap. Okay, guys, it's our rest day. An unplanned rest day? Yes. Why do you keep licking my hoodie, you weirdo? It's an unplanned rest day, you know? Because like I was saying yesterday, I did not want to take a rest day today. Let me actually turn on my air conditioner. I feel like it might be a little quieter. But like I was saying yesterday, I was like, I think I'm going to have to take a rest. Quit licking my skin. I don't like the way it feels. I was like, I think I'm going to have to take a rest day today. But I said, quit licking me. But I think I'm going to have to because my hamstrings are really hurting. And they feel a lot better today. But they're definitely not 100%. And like I've said in the past, you know, if I feel like I'm facing an injury, I don't want to push it past my limits. I'd rather just be like, tomorrow I feel 100%. I'll just run 4 days. I'll do my legs, my chest and shoulders, my arms, and then my back and hamstrings, you know. I'd much rather prefer that and be at 100% than go into my leg day at like 65%. You know, I still feel a little bit of tenderness and I might be able to get away with it, but it would kind of hurt a little bit. So I'd rather wait till tomorrow and then fucking cruise it, you know? So that's kind of the way I see it and the way I want to go about it. But it really just, that's my opinion. I mean, there's never any point in pushing through an injury if you're just going to risk the chance of getting more injured. Like, why would you do that? Instead of just telling yourself, no, I'll just wait till tomorrow. And then if I got to tomorrow and I was like, I really don't feel like I'm ready for legs, I wouldn't take another rest day. I'd just say, okay, it's whatever. Just going to move on to chest and shoulders. And if I get to tomorrow and my legs feel great, then boom, I'm going to go straight into leg day. Because, you know, obviously I don't want to miss the leg day. But also, I wouldn't be opposed to, if my legs are still a little iffy tomorrow, doing chest and shoulders tomorrow, then the next day doing my legs, then the next day doing arms, and then doing back and hamstrings. Because that means my hamstrings would only get like a day and a half of rest. But I firmly believe that's a little better than, you know, ow, stop. She scratched me. That hurt. Then it's a lot better than going in and, you know, fucking something up and then you're out for a few months because of surgery. So in my eyes, it's the situation I prefer more, you know. Just always, I've been really trying to hammer down like rehab, stretches, been really smart about everything I do. Just lifting with good form over an ego. I've been trying to be, you know, as smart as I possibly can, trying to make good decisions. And you're about to get kicked out, bingo. No biting. Okay? But yeah, you know, I'm just trying to make the smartest decisions I can. I'm obviously in this for the long run, not just a short-term run, you know. I'm trying to make a career out of this, so I'm going to be smart. You know, sometimes people are like, why don't you go heavier? Why don't you do this and that? And it's like, I'm trying to get to the point where I can go heavy, but I'm not going to jump into a heavy weight so I can get it for 5 when I can slowly make my way up until I can get that heavy weight for like 8. And obviously that's what I've been doing, because my goal right now is by Christmas, I want to get the hundreds for at least 5. You know, like Christmas Day or whatever, or Christmas Eve, whenever I have like a chest day around then, we're going to pick up the hundreds, see if I can get it at all. And I kind of almost just want to spot, but I don't want to spot for the uppies. I want to try and just get it on my own, because a lot of times I feel like if I can't push something up myself, then I don't need to be lifting it. No biting, bingo. No. Then I can't, you know, that's just always been the way I seen it. Because I remember when I first started lifting, I used to pick up like the 80-pound dumbbells and I would not be able to get it up myself, you know. And then I'd get it for like 2 reps and the rest were like forced assistance and my 2 reps were shitty. And that's what I'm always telling River why I'm not a fan of it. I'm like, there's no point in you doing the 120s if someone has to help you get it up. If somebody has to physically pick up your hands to help you get up the weight and then you get a few shitty reps, it's like you didn't really do that much, right? And that's my honest opinion of it, and that's why I'm really trying to go from a progressive overload standpoint. So like on our last chest day, we got 75 for 13. So going into my next chest day, we're going to try and pick up the 80s and hopefully get it for 8. And that's obviously what I'm going to push for, and that's kind of what I'm preparing for, is like, okay, going into my next chest day, let's pick up these 80s for 8. And I feel like at the rate we've been able to progress so far on incline dumbbell, I can totally 100% at least get the hundreds for 5 by Christmas, and that's my goal. You know, I still got like a month and a half until then, so that's kind of my goal. And due to the current rate we've been at, I totally think it's an achievable goal, because I feel like by Christmas I could be on the working sets with the 90s, and if I can be up to there, I would be extremely happy. That's my goal. I mean, obviously one of my biggest goals is grow, and I've been growing, but another big one of my goals was just to get a lot stronger in all my lifts, you know, looks cooler, feels cooler. And I'm definitely starting to get to that point. I'm getting pretty strong in all my lifts, and I think it's really been paying off, progressively overloading everything, you know, throwing a 2.5 on and throwing a 5 on, you know. So I think it's really been beneficial to me, just that progressive overload quota per se, and I think it really helps. And you know, I used to not be so anal about it, but now I've been a lot more selectively anal. Like every week I'm going in and I'm like, okay, let's try and get, I think you're chewing on something you shouldn't be chewing on, honey. I don't want you chewing on a piece of paper. Sorry, babes, no paper. I don't want you to choke. But it's just like, I feel like it's very beneficial. Just like all my movements, like tracking them all. And then whenever I'm going into that same day the next week, I'm like, what did I get last week? And it's like, oh, on cable curl, I got 120 pounds. This week, let's do 122.5. And usually it depends like how many reps I got the week before. So like if I got 120 for 12 reps, I'm throwing on a 2.5. If I got 120 for 14 reps, I'm going to jump to 125. So it's kind of just trying to gauge based off of that. But I feel like progressive overload's just been working phenomenally, and I wish it's something I would have absorbed sooner, but I wasn't really trying to progressive overload during my cut, nor would I have been able to. I mean, there towards the end when I was so low on carbs, I had little to none energy. I just had enough energy to get in the gym, get my shit done, do some posing, and get home and go to bed. So yeah, you know, really just trying to get everything 100%, think straight, look straight ahead, fucking fling an arrow and let it fly straight, no wind or nothing, is really my biggest goal. But obviously sometimes an arrow is going to hit bumps in the wind and it's going to fucking zigzag, but eventually you'll get back straight on path. It's just about mitigating the zigzags and trying to stay as straight on a path as you can. But you know, some trails have more curves and they're going to take you a little longer, so that's really just the truth of it. So you know, I'm just doing me. I've been really freaking locked in, I feel like, and been getting all my meals in. I've been getting in all my workouts. I've been getting in my ab days. I've been at work. My sleep schedule's been fucking on point. I mean, I didn't drink an energy drink on Monday or Tuesday or even today, so I've been so dialed. I mean, and I like sometimes I drink energy drinks just for the fuck of it. But here recently, I feel like I've like absolutely needed the energy drinks. And now it's just like, sometimes I just do it because it's like around 2 o'clock, I maybe feel like, I need a little boost of energy. So I'll drink one. But there for a minute, it was like, I was drinking 2 energy drinks a day just to drink 2 energy drinks a day. And that's when I was kind of like, we really need to get my sleep schedule aligned. And now that my sleep schedule is aligned, it's a lot more easy to like get myself into the gym every day. And I think a lot of it was also to do with just heat exhaustion most days. And now that we're back in the cooler climate, I'm more adapted, and it's like I'm able to just get straight into it and be really locked in. So I think it really helps me, you know. It's really not that bad at all. But I've been really happy with my progress and everything. I've been trying to get really good about posing, and been doing lots of posing, practicing, and editing my videos, getting them all to a routine on you guys. I've been scheduling my uploads for 10 because I don't like uploading straight at noon. I like it to be out a little earlier than later. So that's been my biggest goal, and that's what I've been following here recently. So that's really all I got tonight, guys. I mean, I'm going to eat a meal and fucking get to bed. So, I mean, it's only 8:37, so I'm going to edit this, get to bed by like hopefully 9:30, and be feeling nice and rested up for tomorrow, whether we hit legs or chest and shoulders. either or, it's going to be a phenomenal lift. So see you guys then.